What's happening, guys? Welcome back. Today I got a little something different. I don't know if many of you know, but I also have a farm and I do firewood and all kinds of things like that. So I'm making some racks I seen on YouTube. I think it was Kelly's Country Life. I'll try to put it in the description. I'm not sure where he got it, but it may be his original idea. But it's some cheap firewood racks, and you know, a lot of people do the firewood and put them in totes, but the totes are getting really expensive. So the theory is here, a little back story. You use 8-foot 2x4s, and you cut two ends, you cut them in half, and that makes your ends. And then you use cement blocks for your anchors. I'll show you when I get a couple cut, and we'll do a couple real quick, then I'll put one together to kind of show you what it looks like, or what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so if I understand correctly, you put the cut off 2x4 in your cement block, like so. Get out of the way, dog. Now you lay your 2x4s crossways, full length 8 foot from there to there. So you have a 2x4 4 foot, 2x4 4 foot, 2x4 4 foot, and of course 2x4 4 foot. So if you can kind of, so I don't have to assemble the whole thing, kind of see what I'm getting at there. And then the weight of the wood across that bottom 2x4, one here, one there, puts pressure down on the base, and that's what kind of holds it steady. And then the two uprights on each end is kind of what keeps the wood from falling off. So anyway, if that makes any sense, you just have to see it. You can go to other channels and look it up, but it's a cheap way. You know, a couple 2x4s and a couple cement blocks. So you'll need two 2x4s for your uprights, and then you'll need two full length 8-foot 2x4s for your bottom, and then two cement blocks. Can't remember how much it was exactly, but it's far cheaper than trying to buy a tote, and it'll hold quite a bit of wood. So anyway, so I'm gonna get back to it and try to cut these real quick while I got some somewhat decent weather. It's been pretty bad here lately in my neck of the woods, but yeah, so I'm just gonna cut these real quick, and that's it. I'm just using one I already cut, 4 foot, kind of my guide, so I don't have to pull a tape every time. And I'm not building the Taj Mahal, you know. So just a wood rack. So you'll need. There's one. Still got ice on my 2x4s. Weather just makes everything slower. Makes everything slower. I don't know what happened to my little spout that went on the back of that thing. It got lost somewhere. Went ahead and laid these out how I want them, because I don't want to accidentally cut one of my floor pieces as upright, not paying attention, because I'll get sidetracked too easy. A little funny story about this saw. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of like a generic DeWalt. So I let a buddy borrow a DeWalt. I had a DeWalt chop saw. And he's like, yeah, I want to borrow your chop saw. I'm like, okay, cool. I left it on the porch for him. I left it on the porch for him because I wasn't going to be home. He come by and picked it up. Some time went by, and I'm like, hey man, you still have my DeWalt chop saw? And he's like, yeah, where you can see a little better. Anyway, some time went by. He's like, yeah, I got it. I'll bring it to you. I'm like, all right, well, just whenever. I had a couple of I can't remember what I was going to do. And he's like, hey man, I'm dropping off your saw. I'm like, all right, cool. Just leave it on the porch so I'm not there. And I wasn't here. I came home, went and picked up my saw, and I'm like, hey, the saw looks different. And sure enough, it's a ProTech. I've never even heard of it, but it looks like a DeWalt. Now, I don't know where it came from and how I didn't get my DeWalt back. But I called him and I said, hey man, what happened to my DeWalt? He's like, oh, I left it on the porch. Or I left it out by your shop. I can't remember now. One, two. And I'm like, this is not a DeWalt. He's like, yeah, it's a yellow DeWalt. And I'm like, no, it's yellow for sure, but it's not a DeWalt. And he's like, oh man, I'm sorry, I must got it confused with another saw. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, if you had a chop saw, why did you borrow mine? And how do you confuse a generic saw with a DeWalt? Granted, it's yellow and black, I get that, but I don't know, still never figured it out. Long story short, I never did get my DeWalt back. And me and that fella don't talk much anymore, so yeah, it was actually a neighbor before I moved. So, moral of the story is don't loan your crap back because you won't get it back probably. If you do get it back, let's see. That's right. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's it. So, if you do get it back, it'll probably be torn up, or you may not get it back at all, like in my case. So, all right, what we got now? Concrete blocks. So that 2 concrete blocks makes a rack. On the side to side, I've got another set and another set. These are going to be my floor or bottom of the rack. These 2 here. So I've got 3, and then I've got 3 sets of 4 foot. So if that makes any sense, kind of what I'm getting at. I'm going to go set up a couple, and I'll take you along with me, and we'll see how this all turns out. I'll bring you back in a minute. You probably don't see me right out there. It's boring. Okay, so I've arrived at my destination. So I'm going to throw one of these up, or all of them, and show you kind of how this works. If I'm doing it correctly. Don't swear to it, but we'll see. I wanted to pick a spot that was out of the way, but not too far out of the way. Not too far out of the way to make it inconvenient. I wanted to put it out here so I can get some sun on it when there's actually sun. Sun's going down now. So it can dry out. because a lot of this wood's green. In all honesty, I can't remember exactly how this goes. I watched it some while back. So much going on in my mind. A little bit of ADD too, probably. I forgot. But I'm thinking something like this. So it may go on the outside. I don't know. Maybe it's a bigger block. Don't look really wide, but you get the gist of it now, kind of how they go. Nevertheless, it's an inexpensive firewood rack. Hold a pretty good amount of wood. It's a little janky until you get it all together. And I gotta give it to these. Got to give it to these YouTube guys. It is incredibly hard to do a project and film yourself. Number one, you want to make the content interesting. Number two, it just takes that much longer, and it don't do very good for my flow, I guess you could say. Definitely an art to it. Still need to get out here and do some cleanup. Had all that storm damage. My trusty helper always in the way. Got to be right in the middle of everything. He's like a 2-year-old kid. The good thing about these, other than the expense, is a relatively cheap firewood rack, because they don't have to be real leveled. There's not a lot of intricate parts and pieces. It makes it nice for me because my attention span is terrible. The good thing is these, back to the racks, the good thing with these is that since they're not nailed or screwed together or whatever, they're really easy to move around. So if you don't like wherever they're at or however they're set up, it's not a super big deal to fix them. You can see how quick. I basically did 3 wood racks, and the amount of space I got now to get wood up out of the dry is pretty good. I don't burn a lot of wood, although growing up in western North Carolina we did when I was younger. My dad still does to this day. If you're watching, hey Dad. So my customers bring me their wood, the local ones anyway. I'll let them dump the wood here because I hate to see anything go to waste. And it gives the guys that's got tree companies a place to get rid of their wood that otherwise would go to the dump, which to me is extremely wasteful. To have a resource like we do and it go to waste. So in some of the videos I watched, you can actually screw these together if you wanted a more permanent solution, I guess. But I think the good thing about these is the fact you can just pick them up and move them. You know, it's just pieces of wood. So if I've done that correctly, just to recap, anyway, 8 foot 2x4, 8 foot 2x4, 8 foot 2x4 cut in half, 4 foot section, 4 foot section, 2 cement blocks, 1, 2, another 4 foot, and then 4 foot. So that made, you know, for, I don't know how much, I think I got pressure treated. You could actually use non-pressure treated, but you know, sometimes I've learned in my wisdom and old age, it's better to buy once and cry once. And I'm that way with certain things and definitely equipment. So that's the wood racks. So it's a little something different on the channel. All right, guys. So I went and got a load of wood. I got my little helper out here, Hadley, my daughter. So you got to get in front of the camera if you want to say hey.
Hey, guys.
There she is. All right, so we're going to load some wood on these racks and kind of show you what it looks like.
Did you
Just to
build
kind
these
of
all by
hold them.
yourself, Dad?
Yeah.
When?
Just to kind of hold them together. Of course, the dog is under our feet.
You need the gloves. I'll just put it right over here.
Down on here.
Eh,
Try not to get a splinter.
I won't. Very careful with wood.
Very careful. So anyway, if you see as you stack it, in the far corner down there, you start putting weight on it, it starts holding these uprights. And I just wanted to put enough to hold it. This is ugly wood. I'm probably going to sell some wood. I'll show you my wood pile. That's for the sawmill.
Yeah.
And that's my wood pile for wood, firewood. But anyhow, so we're going to put some wood on these racks just to kind of hold them up. This is all this year's wood. This is a tree that come down there in the storm. It actually come out of my yard when we had the hurricane, tornado, whatever it was.
I don't know, to be honest.
Bad storm, whichever one it was. Hurricane, tornado. I would have slid those out and put more wood on them. So once you get wood stacks on them, they become pretty sturdy. They're kind of wobbly at first. So they're kind of wobbly at first until you get some wood on them. And as you start stacking wood on them, they start getting more pressure. So it's definitely a learning curve to get them situated. But once you start putting wood on them, they seem to be Pretty good. Here, let's just put it on this middle one now that we got them up.
Yeah.
And for the money, you can't beat it.
This is really easy.
Oh, smashed my finger.
Ah,
So anyway, like I was telling you earlier, growing up, we burnt firewood. My dad still does to this day. To heat, solely heat. And remember every fall having to go cut firewood. And I always hated it. I guess because I was young and hate everything. But now I actually enjoy it. It brings back memories. It's funny because he always said that firewood is the only heat that hits you twice. You know, because you're cutting it and splitting it, and then after you cut it and split it, you got to stack it. So ultimately, when I get a system down, I want to try to handle it as least as possible. I'd love to have one of those conveyors. If I had a conveyor, I could cut out there and just put it, you know, drag the logs a little closer and cut and have it just kind of dump over here. Then I could build my racks and then stack it and so forth and so forth. Because everybody and their brother is selling firewood, so not sure how much money's going to be in it. But it's not so much about the money necessarily as it is not wasting a resource. And since, you know, the guys bring it to me, I pretty much don't have anything in it financially, just my time and whatever equipment I use. So, you know, why let it go to waste? And then I got the wood splitter so I could split, you know, the fancy wood, the bundle wood that, you know, like for the solo stoves and whatever trendy thing is going on TikTok right now.
yeah. And also I got a little splinter, but I pulled it out.
Anyway, yeah, as you start to get wood on here, this thing becomes pretty sturdy. It kind of surprised me that it turned out as good as it did. What do you think of that, Hadley?
It's nice. I like it.
Pretty nifty, huh?
Yeah.
It holds a good bit of wood. This wood will season out. It'll be ready next year probably. Pretty hot here in the summertime, so it won't take long to dry out. Not sure yet what I'm gonna do for cover. What I've seen is they use a piece of sheet metal, like
And then
what is it?
we could put like a little piece of sheet metal on top of it.
Yeah, well, that's what I've seen. Well, I've seen this on YouTube actually, one of the channels I watch.
Ooh, what channel?
Kelly's Country something or another.
Oh, I've seen that channel.
Kelly's Country Life, I think is what it's called.
Oh, I've seen that channel.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
He does some pretty neat stuff. But anyway, so this will have to sit for a while to season out real good. Because like I said, it's got a lot of moisture in it right now. It come down there in the storm, but I don't know what the moisture level is in it.
Ooh.
I need to get me a moisture meter. But anyway, so I ain't gonna bore you with more wood stacking, but that's the gist of it. Just to recap again, cement blocks, 8-foot 2x4 cut in half, and then two 8-foot 2x4s as your base. You angle this back as you start stacking your wood, and then it puts tension on the uprights and also puts pressure on the bottom floor. I've seen where they put a block in the middle as a brace. If I see it start drooping, because this wood is green, it's heavy, so if I start see drooping, then I'll probably have to put something under them. But for right now, I'm just going to run with it and see how it works out, and then we'll go from there. Anything you want to say, Hads?
Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Thanks, guys, for stopping in. I appreciate it.